Mike Owens with Inside Fighting, joined today by Nazim Sadykhov, who's kind enough to join us after a double session and returns to action in just over a week's time, facing Ismael Bonfim, excuse me. Naz, how are things, my man? Always good to catch up.
Likewise, brother.
How are your emotions out of your return? It's been a while since we've last saw you.
Well, man, I am excited, man. I'm excited. I'm just so excited. I just got off of my daily grind just now. Started the week strong. This is the last week of fight camp, last training week. That's it, man. I'm excited. Stay tuned, man. It's going to be a good one.
We obviously didn't see you compete throughout 2024. How was the time away for you? And was it a frustrating experience at all, not being able to fight you due to the previous bookings opponents falling out?
Yeah, I mean that part was frustrating, but at the end of the day, I used my year wisely. I trained. I was in the lab. I made improvements, evolutions. And the things I always knew I had the potential. Now I feel like I dialed in, and now I'm going to channel that potential and make it a reality and do some damage in the lightweight division. So this year was not gone to waste at all. If anything, it's just God's plan. He made things this way. He knows best. He's the best of all planners, and that's it, man. He made it this way, and I improved, I evolved, and now you're going to see a new version of me next week.
What was the biggest change or the biggest difference between you when we last saw you fight to now?
I think you're going to see a lot of maturity, a lot of smarter decision making. You're still going to see excitement. Mm, you're going to see better use of my tools because we've seen me wrestle, we've seen me grapple, we've seen me do it all, but we haven't seen me really have the perfect timing of all three of all these elements. And now I think just being able to actually slow down and dial in. And, in 2023, I've made some money that allowed me to actually full time train. Like 2023, when I got into the UFC, was the first time I didn't work and train and
Hmm.
fight. I simply just train now. So now I get to channel in these things, work on a lot of errors that I was making, strengthen my strengths, strengthen my weaknesses, and now that's it, man. Full steam ahead. You're gonna see a mature, calculated version of me, but it's still the same old exciting Nazim. All the exchanges, all of even my grappling and my wrestling and my takedowns. It's all gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a great fight, and I have a solid opponent in Bonfim, but he's gonna break. I'm gonna find his breaking point, and I'm gonna drown him.
What do you make of your opponent? Give me your scouting report on what you think he does well and maybe some areas you're looking to exploit.
He has good feel for boxing. He's good at being last. He's good at being consistent. He's good at mixing the body with the head in the striking department. He throws kicks here and there. I wouldn't say he's a devastator with kicks, but I also expect him to be evolved and improved and refreshed. It's also been some time away from him, so I expect him at his best. And he shoots some takedowns. He mixes it up. I just feel like when we have that neck and neck battle, I feel that I'm going to come out on top at the end of it. At the end of all the exchanges, at the end of all the scrambles, everything that we do, I'm going to have an answer for everything that he comes at me with. But he won't, he eventually, if he does have answers in the beginning, he eventually won't have answers for me as the fight goes on. So that's where I feel I'm going to have the strengths. It's going to be a nice neck and neck battle, good exchanges. Maybe he shoots, I shoot, whatever it is, but I'm gonna have answers for everything, and he's gonna be confused and he's gonna drown when I put it on him.
We'll be right back to the video, fight fans, but first, big announcement because UFC 312 is coming up this weekend in Sydney, Australia. We're going down under for some Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis, a rematch for the UFC middleweight title, and Inside Fighting has partnered up with our friends over at DraftKings to get you guys closer to all the action. And right now, new DraftKings customers who go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app can bet $5 and receive $200 of bonus bets instantly if you sign up using our promo code Inside Fighting. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets of DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game and get in on the action that way. If you love the thrill of live betting, DraftKings has you covered with live markets like Fight to Go the Distance, making watching fights that much more exciting. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry about it. Just go play DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. Get in on all the action there. Again, in honor of UFC 312, New DraftKings customers who go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app can bet $5 and receive $200 of bonus bets instantly using our promo code INSIDEFIGHTING.
He was on a very long win streak, but then he come off the first round stoppage loss to Benoit Saint-Denis. Was there anything in that performance or that fight that you look at and you feel like you can take and go into your matchup with him?
Well, again, I think like he's worked on those mistakes. I don't think he's gonna come in and allow the same type of performance. But
Mm,
you know, Benoit Saint Denis is too a southpaw. He too is that grindy style that comes forward and pressure heavy and heavy boxing and heavy takedowns and all that stuff. Much like myself, I just feel I'm much sharper. I'm a much sharper shooter. I have much better technique. And if Benoit Saint Denis did that, I'm just gonna be a sharper version. Now, again, like I'm not saying that I'm gonna do the same thing, and what's his name, Bonfim is gonna react the same ways and all that stuff. But what I see with Bonfim is he likes to be the bully, but you can turn him into a butterfly if you fight him neck and neck and you keep responding to his attacks. You find answers for his attacks and you keep giving him yours, he will eventually find that breaking point. If not, then the worst thing that can happen for the fans is a war. That's
mm.
the worst thing that can happen. The best thing that happens is I go in there and simply just pick him apart. I'm much sharper, much quicker, much better movement on my feet, much better technique, much better boxing combinations, kickboxing combinations than BSD. But I do take away some things from that performance. More than anything, I take away the mental part of all these things.
100%. Going to throw you a little bit of a curveball next. I don't think you will have been expecting this one, but having looked on your Instagram, last recent Instagram posts, you're captioning virtually every post with the amount of days left until your fight. You're literally counting down the days. Why do you feel the need to do that in the lead up to this one, and what is the reason behind that?
So uh, I gave my social media up to my friend Charlie Quinn. He's going to be helping me evolve that aspect as well this year. It's something that I haven't been doing at all. Like I'm still the same Nazim from the same kid from Brooklyn, New York that like just fights and is about it and just goes home and chills.
Mm,
The UFC is not that. The UFC is a show business, and I have fans overseas, plenty of Azerbaijanis and Muslim fans and Russian fans and non-Russian fans, whatever kind of fans. I actually have a good fan base in England as well. I wouldn't say a lot, but I've gotten those phone calls in the middle of the night. I've gotten some love from England. So yeah, I have fans all over that they give me this like reason to want to do this stuff for them. So it's just like just excitement, just trying to bring excitement to my own fight. At the end of the day, I'm selling myself.
mm,
It's like it's one thing when people look at the replays and are like, oh wow, we missed a good fight last night, and it's another thing when people are tuned in ready for your fight weeks in advance, or days in advance. They're ready, they can't wait
mm.
till you perform. So it's like another element that I'm going to be bringing, and that's it, man. It's going to be some more interesting content, not just the days countdowns. We're going to do like embedded style videos as well. So stay tuned for that.
I know that you've been in the gym with your longtime training partner, Merab Dvalishvili. How motivating was it seeing your good friend and longtime training partner do what he did at UFC 311? Like, counted out, dare I say, your head coach John Wood told me against Umar Nurmagomedov.
Um, Dude, it's breathtaking. I've said this already maybe like 20 times in the last since his title win and title defenses. I'm just so pleased for the guy, like the guy went through that immigrant road, and
Mm,
even harder one than myself. Like I also am too an immigrant in the United States, but like I came earlier, went to school and stuff. He came and he was in the construction sites, and like he was on the construction sites for 10 hours at a day at a time. After a construction would come to training and we would be on the mats together. So like to see that is just like very heartwarming. Like I get warm just talking about it.
mm.
Like I'm just so happy for the guy. I wish him the best. I think he's gonna retire undefeated. Like I think he's gonna retire without ever losing his belt to anybody, because like he's beat everybody now. He's just on to now, it's just onto rematches that he's going to be the favorite in anyway. Nobody can beat him. Umar had his chance, maybe a rematch, but I believe by the time Umar comes around with 1 or 2 or 3 more wins, I don't know, maybe Merab, maybe not, won't even be in the division anymore or in the sport. I don't know, but he's a machine, man. That's truly his nickname, the machine.
Merab's gas tank is probably historically great when you look at the sport and what he's able to do over 25 minutes. Is that fully kind of God-given or something that he's blessed with, or is there something that he's been able to teach you or be able to guide you with in being able to improve your gas tank in the way in which he has?
It's God given.
Mm.
There's gas tanks, and then there's God given gas tanks, and what he has is God given. And I wouldn't say like I'm a gas tank person myself.
Mm.
Like I'm with me, it's not even gas tank. It's literally the mental. Like if I get tired, that's when the fight starts for me.
Mm.
So like to me, it's a mental thing. You know, you got to kill me to put me away in there, and that's pretty much simple as that. So uh, like working with him though, you can see like he's very hard to get off on. And what I mean by
Mm.
that is he's very hard to put combinations together against. He's very hard to do like consecutive things. You can maybe get off one shot. You can hurt him with 1, 2, 3 shots. Like you can catch him with that one shot, like Moraes did, like Umar did. A couple of guys have done before. But it's very hard to actually box him because of his movement, because of his consistent movement of you don't know if he's going to shoot because he probably will, but is he going to do it now? And
Mm.
then he ducks his head, you think he's going to shoot, boom, then comes the overhand, and then you eat an overhand, you're like, what the hell?
Mm.
Where was the takedown? And then he looks like he's going to throw the overhand again, and then he's shooting. And he's in on your legs. You defend it, and then you're like, okay, I defended it. Then he shoots another one, you defend that as well, and then he shoots a third one, and you're like, holy crap, when is this guy going to stop? So his gas tank is like definitely God given, and it's like his fight behavior. It's like unpredictable. I think that's like those two factors are like a recipe that are a nightmare for anybody he fights.
Mm. Well, last question from me, Naz, and thank you so much for your time.
Of
You can
course,
be as
brother.
brief or as detailed as you like, but talk me through what a perfect fight day looks like next Saturday. When you wake up from morning to night, what's the perfect day for you?
I remember I told you that nothing changes. I remember I told you that I would get up, I would have a good breakfast, a
Mm.
good checkout, get a spectacular finish, and impress the UFC, impress everybody, make noise, make waves, get on that mic, call my shot for some bigger things, some big things, some bigger things, whatever it may be, however I'm feeling, and go home, spend time with my family. I miss them. I've been away from them. My father's flying in. I have my uncle flying in. I have a couple of family members flying in, and then just go and just enjoy a good night with them. Just happy times because they've seen me. I've I don't want to say I've struggled, but I've had like a tough 2024 with all that. There was a little frustration there, this
Mm.
and that. But alhamdulillah, everything works out for the better. And I want to give them a great Saturday, next Saturday. I want to give them a good day and give myself, open myself many doors. I think next Saturday is going to be spectacular. So, yeah, man. However it ends, I just look forward to making it huge and spectacular next Saturday. Tune in.
Very well said. Well, Naz, thank you so much for your time, especially in between sessions. I will let you go so you can get some lunch before your next one, but thank you for your time. And if we don't speak before, then best of luck for the next fight.
Thank you, Michael.